Well, big welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
I was in a bit of a rush. I entirely forgot to change my shirt.
That's fine. It's a great shirt.
What's up, Complexity? What's up, Jason Lake?
Yeah, it's very cool. I have the very same one at home somewhere. So
I have the blue one too. It's beautiful.
The blue one, yeah. They do some cool merch.
Complexity's not playing today though.
They're not.
We have Renegades taking on Vitality here on the B stream, which is going to be a very fun matchup.
It is. I think overall we've had some very, very close games all throughout this tournament. And now we've got down to this, so still in the upper bracket. But right now, I don't really know. Renegades are playing a cool game. They're fun to watch. And you know, Vitality are definitely too. So obviously watching Saiwu play is never going to be a bad time.
Yeah, and then you had Shocks into the mix over there. So it's like same as the other French team of G2. It's just like watching this progression of this new lineup being put together. And for Renegades, it's how high can this? I feel like Renegades, unfortunately, despite like some good results, they're still a little bit underrated for how good they are. I feel like they're not getting as much credit as they probably deserve.
Yeah, but that might be to their benefit, right? Might keep them hungry. Might be better than the reverse if the hype just builds up way too far.
I think for the most part, I think part of it too is that org and that name and that brand has just spent so long not reaching the potential that we knew that they had, that people are like really hesitant to get behind it. And every time they do something good, they have like a little bit of a quiet spell afterwards. So I think sneakily this is going to be a very, very strong matchup between these two teams and a very tough grinding matchup between these two teams.
Well, looking at the recent head-to-heads there, that does sort of suggest that it could be something like that. Mirage.
Yeah, what is that? 3-2 in the favor of Vitality in the last 5 maps?
Yeah, there's that going into it. It's really definitely interesting. I'm noticing Vertigo in there. I mean, it's been a little while, back in May, but still.
It's the same Vertigo. It hasn't had the update yet, so we'll be okay if it switches over there.
All right, that's good news.
Okay-ish. It is still Vertigo at the end of the day. A lot of Mirage as well, which is going to be good for the Renegade side. So we'll see how this pans out. But these guys have started playing very, very well. That interview with Shocks lately, where he was kind of surprised it's taken him so long to come in and kind of change the in-game leadership role and kind of shift away from having to worry about that. And definitely Alex as someone who just step up to the plate massively for this team, both in terms of fragging and impact on an individual level, but also calling for the team has been stellar.
Yeah, it truly has. I'm secretly kind of a fan of Alex at this point in time. I'm just very, very impressed. I can't even imagine what it must have taken to begin with to sort of break into the level that he is here. I mean, obviously, finding a space outside of the UK scene and playing with the French instead, that in itself is kind of unheard. I don't think that's ever happened before. And just we don't really have, like, if you're going to be a UK Counter-Strike player at any level right now, then
get out.
You just get out. That's the lesson. Escape if you can.
Whatever your opinions are on Brexit, for Counter-Strike, get out.
Yeah, just maybe there's some sort of win in there as well. Move to America or something.
Yeah, we'll take you.
There's been a couple of them. I think that's the way to go. This team, obviously, I think you're right. They are a little bit underrated, and I think they're just a fun team to watch. I enjoy watching Renegades play.
It's just another one where I think there's been so many, like, it's another trend of just random player being forced to pick up the in-game mantle after so long of staying away from it and avoiding it, and having Azza step into that role and just be very impressive. Again, we've mentioned this a number of times that certainly at some point we won't have to mention it, but I still don't see his name brought up in the conversation. Kassad has got to be one of the best coaches we have in the professional Counter-Strike scene. I think the other guy, XTQZ on the French side, on Vitality side, he's done a phenomenal job as a coach, and he has a lot of respect. And I think the last time I saw him give an interview, obviously transcribed into English, I was very impressed with what he had to say and his take on the game. So there's awesome things across the board for this, not only the players, not only the maps, which is going to be Mirage, Nuke, and Inferno, as you can see, but also the people behind the players. Very good thinkers about the game of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, absolutely. So much experience throughout the years on these teams, maybe especially Vitality with Shocks and RPK over there as well. So there's a lot to be talked about for sure. And the lineup of maps, Mirage, we've had a lot of Nuke played this tournament, and we've had some very interesting games on it.
That makes me happy, because I see there's always that conversation about like the map pool and which ones are the best maps and which ones need to get removed next. And obviously Mirage has kind of got a big portion of the community has its crosshairs on Mirage as being the next one out. I've seen some people kind of float the idea of Nuke, and I hate those people. Nuke is awesome.
Nuke is great.
Maybe hate is a strong word, but Nuke is great.
Yeah, distrust those people at any rate. Mirage? I don't know why people are so upset at Mirage either. I can't really figure it out.
I get it in one way, just because it's been around the longest, right? And it
Yeah.
has kind of, I wouldn't say stale, but like some of the openings are all the same for every team. You know all the set routine smokes. But I still think as a map, it opens itself up for a lot of like really intuitive and a lot of really cool mid-round calls and how you're going to change between the maps.
Last time we had Renegades on Mirage, you and I were
Yeah, we had a bit of a hard-on for the boosting.
Yeah, and we were really excited about the Renegades T side, right? And we didn't get to see everything that we wanted. It wasn't actually as tactically deep as we sometimes see out of them. So maybe we're going to see that today.
Who was it that they were playing against? Was that Navi?
Could have been.
No, I
I'm
can't
kind of blanking on that as well.
I am too. I've had a
be
really
honest.
rough couple of days here in Turkey, so my memory's a bit shady on that. But I do remember they love that boost into the window, and I think they tried it 3 times in that game previously, and it got neutralized each and every time. Like, so we never really saw the impact, and if you don't have the impact of that boost, then you can't really build any of the strategies or that tactical or that really cool in-depth T side. Also, I think that was actually on day 1 where Renegades had flown in from Los Angeles, so they were hit with the jet lag.
All the way from LA.
That's I know it's a bit of a dumb excuse that we are not
West
dumb,
Coast.
But yeah, the West Coast to Europe is no joke. Like, that is harsh. East Coast, where I came from to Europe, is still a bit rough, but I just need to not be such a pussy about it. But LA to Europe is literally just like hell. It's hell on an airplane. It's hell when you land. It's hell when you play the game of Counter-Strike.
Put it like this. East Coast to Europe, good cup of coffee can handle, like, pinch, you can get by. West Coast to Europe, not so much.
Yeah, you can. There are things you can do for short term.
Yeah.
not with that. Like, I think actually I had to have a call with someone in California the other night. I think it's actually like a 10-hour difference.
Yeah.
So
it is.
Good luck. God bless.
That's
getting close to like going to Asia from America, which is literally like a complete time zone reversal. It's like, 3 a.m. is actually 3 p.m. So you're wrecked.
That's the life, though. That's the esports lifestyle. Vitality and Renegades here, playing a best of 3, and the odds there kind of slightly favoring Renegades. In fact, I don't know. The bet in the straight fab though, it's going to be all Vitality.
Australian's not really awake.
No, I guess not. Or I don't know.
Listen, I don't know what time is it there now that we're speaking of time zones.
Much later in the day, right? Like, so I don't know. I'm guessing it's like 8 in the evening or something. Maybe
they're all having some beers. That's a problem.
That could be. They're out. They're having a good time. So who's winning this? Do you want to do our own prediction, our own bet?
No, I've made a promise to myself internally that I wouldn't make predictions on French games.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like I do want to lean towards Vitality, but I don't have any faith.
All right. Your heart says.
My heart says Vitality, and my brain says just don't say a word.
Just don't say anything. Well, you know what? That's all right. I can sympathize with that. We've all been there. French Counter-Strike is tricky to follow. That's a nice dink from Apex. He's sticking around to take the fight, and he'll win it. That's why he's so aggressive. This is, I think, just one of the joys of watching him play, but that's a great knockout from JKS to take him down. And now we're really in the game. A couple of openings here for Renegades, but Saiwu boosted in as I even saw it coming, and it wasn't enough. And Saiwu taking down Jacob. Those are some disgusting shots.
Yeah, now they have the information as well. They know JKS was up in Palace, so they know he's possibly here. And Alex, actually, this is risky from Alex. He's got the bomb, and he's actually challenging towards Palace. And Saiwu's got him boxed in, but if JKS wins this, that's going to make this round very difficult. So JKS almost needs to speed up and get highly aggressive and take the fight, or he just holds it right around the pillars. What a god. And he's got a chance to add 2 more onto it. And this is a clever position, but the tough part is, where do you go after that first kill? There's 2 players who are going to swing.
He needs a headshot. Oh my lord! How is it possible? JKS. That is so outrageous. That was so clinical.
Mr. Savage himself.
He actually just, I mean, these shots around the pillar are already just amazing.
I think he did 4 bullets, 4 kills.
Yeah, he did.
What are you supposed to do about that? Well done.
I can't even believe it.
Well done from JKS. That is so good to get them started on the right foot. Here we go. Bomb again over towards Palace. That is such an epic pistol run, and that's such an epic drop of the HE grenade. So much utility damage. That's Gratisfaction dealing that, and no chance for Vitality to get anywhere close to that bomb down. Jacob does fall. That's it.
Wow. I'm still not over the pistol round.
I'm not either. That should be in some highlight videos.
I'm sure it will be. That was just very, very impressive. We need that.
Every single round.
Every single round. And I mean, you're going to need stuff like that, right? You're going to need some sort of raw power in return, fighting against somebody like Saibu, because we know he could do a lot too. Third round coming up, and already a little bit of aggression in the middle. Going to be a quick trade there, favoring, and actually now Jacob more than a trade, taking down Apex, and suddenly Vitality are in a lot of trouble in this round. Shocks quite far back, hoping for a battle there with the AK-47 long range, but he's not going to be given any. And as a result, it's a 2-on-4 where Renegades don't have to do anything. They can just relax and play the time. RPK and Shocks, even just now, probably trying to see if they can get close to each other to maybe help each other out a little bit. But this is a rough start in the third round for the French side.
Especially for the investment. I think that's the heartbreaking side, is you've opened this up and you haven't even gotten a whole lot done. Aza's gone down and that's about it. Shocks with 21 HP. RPK with full health, but Shocks is going to lead the way. There we go. His face pops up. JKS spots them both out. Molotov to hold them back. That might force RPK forward, and indeed it does. And there goes Shocks. The scout finishes things off, transfers out to an AK-47. That's a solid defense setup by the Renegades. Everyone's smiling. Kassad's not stressed yet.
Yes, that's something to look for, definitely. Looking like everything is fine and in perfect order, and it is. So who can blame him? Fourth round, and we see sort of a half investment from Vitality into this round, which makes a lot of sense. Scout still in place for Gratisfaction, but if you're on the CT side and you can have a third round like that where you only lose one guy and you can start to build an economy already so early on in the game, that is great news. Aza will go down after a fair bit of damage. It's a nice shot from Jacob, and yeah, this is falling apart again. If they only lose one person here, that is, like, their economy is going to be really, really great early on, which is normally something you have to fight for on the CT side.
Yeah, Zaiwu's going to have the op in the next round, and that'll be something you have to think in your head about if you're Renegades. Might be wanting to switch Gratisfaction into AWP and spend some of that extra cash that you've had from not losing too many players. Shock's looking to just get that one weapon. It's Gratisfaction right around the corner. There it is, but the crossfire's too strong. JKS from Connector.
Yeah, I guess the difference between throwing away the scout and buying the AWP or keeping the scout, that's almost like a mental difference. Like, how do you want to play this game? Are you so confident in this early one that you say, you know what, but if we beat them with the scout, though, they're going to feel so bad about it, and we'll be so far ahead? Or do you think of the Vitality as being such a strong opponent that you can't mess around? And actually, Gratisfaction, there we go. Scout and play.
I don't mind that. I
would say that's a signal of some sort of respect here for Vitality, saying, you know what, this is pretty serious.
Ooh, that's a good start with it. I think
Scout wouldn't have done that.
No, it would not have done. Already the upgrade, feeling the impact, and I guess we'd have to see that more from his point of view. I don't know if he maybe saw the jump, but certainly it looked like he picked him off through the smoke. JKS is out in the open. One flashbang can hurt. They're already out. That nade is too far gone, but the bomb is down. JKS, that's one more. Transfers over to the third. Can't complete it, but Jacob's been hiding all along, and Renegades have every single answer on defense so far. Nothing has confused them. Nothing has pulled them apart. And very quickly, this has been some very fast rounds. It's only Zaiwu, and listen, you got no chance of saving this gun.
With RPK's picture, though, I've noticed. So.
Can someone from France, this is not a criticism, I'm just wondering, because I, obviously, as a bald man, my knowledge of hairstyles is a little bit out of date. I haven't had to worry or think about that for some time.
True.
The off-centered mohawk that he's got going on.
Yeah.
Like, it suits him. It works for him. Is that a thing?
You know what? The French teams have always had amazing hair, I've noticed. And
they have.
Like, think of Scream.
Existence.
So it's very, I feel like I feel uneasy criticizing it. But
I'm not trying to criticize it. I'm just curious.
I guess it is. Like, it must be, right? But maybe someone, if anyone in the audience, you're working as a hairstylist somewhere, maybe you can tell us. Maybe that's a new trend. Maybe it's the early 2020 look coming in. Okay. I don't know.
I like that. Yeah, maybe he's just ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Trendsetter is RPK.
This is this is a great start. Mr. Savage is here to play. He's got 9 kills. I think he went down at the end there, but yeah, he's off to a really good start. 9-1.
He's that player for Renegades as well. Like, I feel like every team has that one star player where if you go up against them, you're just scared isn't the right word, obviously, but you're kind of crossing your fingers and just hoping he has a quiet game or an off game, and just being like, it would be so much easier if this guy just didn't get 30 kills on us.
Think about how Art played yesterday. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe JKS is watching and saying, you know what, that's a good idea.
Just running around killing everything. That'll make things easier.
Yeah. What if I just get what was his ADR at the all 30 rounds? I think his ADR was like 108 at the end.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy for that deep.
Cool.
This is a lot of utility used by Vitality towards the B bomb site, or maybe not too much. Some flashbangs, and they set up that smoke wall towards Catwalk, and here it goes again. They're going to try and boost someone up late into window room. It's being watched at the moment by Jacob, so keep your eye on that in the minimap because they're transitioning away, so the boost might actually be effective, but Gratisfaction knows it's coming. He's spotted the shoulder now. Alex and Apex have to call that off, and this time that pretty much is all the utility. And tagged is Apex. Nade comes out. That's going to go too low. He should be fine. Even jumping as the explosion comes in. A little bit of Mario being played. Oh, nice lineup.
Yeah, Jacob going to be satisfied with those opening kills. And JKS reading the situation so well. He knew that there was going to be somebody out at some point there. Alex with a stolen Krieg. It's a good idea to try and get up close and maybe get a one tap on somebody. RPK, P250 could definitely do it. But he'll still go down, and that's 3 more kills going JKS way. I like the idea of Apex just trying to break into a house after he's already been spotted. The police has been called, still trying to boost in through the window and just...
Well, he's probably thinking in his head, you know, the police is going to take like 5-10 minutes to get here. I guess I got some time.
I've got it to make my way out with the TV or whatever. Yeah, that's a good point. 6-0, and well, I mean, it can change. I feel like we're watching maybe a little bit of a colder Vitality, sort of, you know, early in the day, or maybe it's sort of midday, but still, for gamers, as we like to say. Gratisfaction, that might have been exactly the kind of shot he hit last time.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, it's such a good idea because if you're the guy throwing that Molotov, you're throwing it to not get killed in that way, and then smokes it off.
Yeah, but at this point as well, I think you acknowledge the fact that, you know, uppers are willing to sit in that Molotov for maybe an extra 2 seconds, or, as you said, just smoke it off and still take 1 shot before backing away. Still, Alex this time gets away with it. He's out of utility, though. Oh, almost a shot for Gratisfaction. He's going to go back to more.
Grenade doesn't really do much. Apex will win the fight. The Molotov and then walks right into the shot. Saibu waiting. No way a flashy shot from the French Oppa there, but it did the job. And that's all that matters right now. So 5 versus 3, and definitely the best chance here for Vitality to pick up a first round, which they need to. So now, I mean, this should be, with the kind of routine and again, the skill on this team, this should be a very winnable round.
And just the way they're looking at the map right now, 3 players in the B halls, that's going to be the end game. So even if these kills come out, Lias should be a dead giveaway that no one is at this bomb site. JKS is at A, Alza's not here as well. And how much does Renegades want to commit to coming over and trying to make something happen? Actually, Lias has somehow gotten past. That's a big fight to win for him, and now they can do it. Now it's a 3-on-3. 1 more kill would be massive, but jumping out of the window a bit early. There is a massive flank coming in. And look at Shox. He's all the way at top mid. He's so far away from this. If his teammates go down quick, he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Aza has a smoke and a Molotov, so that maybe that's a little bit of something they could work with. There's the kill on RPK. Could he do anything else here? Saibu legging him instead of actually getting the kill, and he goes down to JKS. This could be a bit of a disaster. The bomb, I don't think it's planted for him here. If they made the crossing, there's nothing he could do to stop it here. Shox, he has no grenades. It's already being defused, and oh no, Vitality. They had everything lined up for them. Shox is going to get the kill, but it doesn't matter. That's a 5-on-3 lost, and I don't know. That is something that will cut deep into the team, surely.
That's got to be a miscommunication somewhere. Like, if you're going to have Shox at top mid in that fashion, and you can understand why, right? He's trying to cut off the flank for anyone coming catwalk. Unfortunately, no one goes in that direction. But you imagine the plant has to be for catwalk in that scenario. If you're going to have a player that deep in mid, that's where the bomb has to go down. But obviously, what a great recovery. That's a 3-on-5 that Renegades just took away from Vitality. Good shot from Lias as well. That opening kill coming over to the B bomb site, it's a tough one to get.
We're starting to get a sense for why why you might have a problem, you know, saying yes to the French teams. Getting that feeling. Every once in a while, you just don't know what's happening. Easy shot there. Alex did try and shoulder peek it, but he's going to be smoking it off in the window and just making the cross, which is definitely the play to go for. And that's a rough beginning to this game. You thought it was bad enough with JKS playing well, and obviously the pistol round, the quad kill, and everything else. But then
the teamwork to recover that 3-on-5.
Yeah, it was very good, wasn't it? Just Liaz being quite aggressive, and we talk about this a lot, right? If you're in those positions, like if you get the early kills, maybe you can try and go for it. And Liaz just saying, you know what, I'm just going to run there and try and take a fight. He won it, and then you know the rest, as they say, was history.
Ooh, this would be a big kill to get. Oh, as it just dropped off it, but he certainly saw the bodies. It doesn't matter. Liaz playing so well in his little Harry Potter cover there in the B bomb site. Shocks one more kill. And now they know his position. They have no nades to clear him out. Oh, good turn from Apex. That's massive, but Liaz is just a beast. And so is Jacob. He's covering the cross. And Vitality just getting whittled down as they progress to the bomb site. But what an incredible hold from Liaz. He had that red HP from the very first fight, and he manages everything so well.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. And that's, if you're on the Vitality side, this is very bad news because JKS is in the A-bomb side, and he's playing well. And Gratisfaction seems to be getting some shot in the middle with the AWP. And then you've got Liaz on the B-bomb side. That's not a lot of map left then. Stay in T-spawn if you want. But
T-spawn seems comfortable.
Yeah, there's a lot of peace there.
Yeah, a lot of quiet.
Some palms, just relaxing time.
Look at this whole team just giggling.
They are having a good time.
This team's not giggling.
No, all business so far on the Vitality side. Tactical timeout, and I don't know. I mean, have we seen any default A execute yet? That's always a good go-to, isn't it?
No, they've been doing a spread default now, 8-0, and it's been a dominant 8-0, and we've painted a pretty rough picture of this again. We've mentioned this a couple times. This can come back pretty quickly, despite the fact that Renegades have won 8-0. They only have one more bye behind a loss, maybe two, depending on the money, depending on if they can save some guns, but Vitality can still bring this back. Plenty of rounds to scrape out 4 or 5 to give yourself a chance in the second half. And that's basically the situation Vitality's looking at this point.
Some early nade damage, but they do take the angle. That's so quick to take down JKS. Saiwu just needed a couple of pixels there, and he got that kill.
This is going to be their first.
Should very much be, right? There's nobody on the bomb site. They have a great chance for a bomb plant here. They did lose RPK in the middle, but there is a follow-up lurk from Apex, so as long as they can get the bomb plant down, which now they're very delayed in, and Azza flashed onto the bomb site. JKM will get the kill on Apex down the middle, and that leaves Alex on the bomb site to try and open it up, and he's going to get JKM, but that's a nice spray from Liaz, and Saiwu gets dropped by Gratisfaction. You cursed them, Jason. How do you feel about that?
I was experimenting to see if that would work. I figured it only had to do with predictions. I didn't think I could do it like in a live environment.
Yeah, well, there we go.
The things you learn.
At the cost of Vitality, they're not going to be happy.
Sorry.
Not even playing with your own money, are you?
Oh, they just took too long to get into that bomb site. And that's one of those weird situations where it seemed like they had everything set up and just they slow played it. Maybe the fact they've been getting battered for 8 rounds is making them a little unconfident, but no one progressing into the bomb site. And when they eventually do try and get there, all those initial smokes had faded. Everyone from the connector on the CT side had complete vision into the bomb site. All 5 players for Vitality towards B. They have a plethora of utility to utilize, but they've got a 10-2 Liaz to get past. I'll say, actually, not even him. There's 3 players here.
Yeah, there's a huge stack of people on this bomb site. They are very confident. I just don't think this is going to work out. The rotation is going to be 4 people here really soon. There's going to be a very quick rotation. Alex already been spotted. That's one of the grenades gone. And oh my God, Liaz just picking every single one apart. That is so outrageous. He will go down to shocks, but yeah, that's a massive hold.
Was that Kazad? I love the idea that Kassad would just be like standing back in hype moments and just like shouting in Serbian instead of like actually speaking English. Just like
It'd be even more confusing, wouldn't it? That
so
actually might trigger you even more because you just don't know what's being said. You're like, what is he saying? Like,
and if you're Renegades, it would just be like, man, Serbian sounds so much more badass than our Australian accents.
yeah, that's a good point, isn't it?
That could be the real hype moment.
You're going to be worried immediately at that point.
All right, well, grim now for Vitality. It's getting worse. That opportunity to kind of close this gap and bring themselves back into the game is swiftly shrinking. Gratisfaction with that off angle, already a smoke there, and he sees nothing, and after a certain amount of time just has to give it away.
Another chance here for the mostly French side to start to pick up something. Smoke off in the window, smoke towards connector.
Ooh.
Some of those grenades have actually been landing really well. But yeah, they have everything they need, and Apex, I think he had the seconds there to do it. Alex, though, will get a kill in return. They're going to try and see if they can Molotov JKS out of that position in shadow. And he just falls back slightly further into the corner. He's out of grenades, so he's going to need some backup, but he's got a fair bit of it here. Not that far away in jungle is Azir as well with a Molotov.
But there's nothing Vitality can do at the moment. They're going to try and pop flash shocks out. There's the drop. That's too easy. That's not a... It's a nice little gimmicky play to try, but doesn't work even a little bit.
Especially not for that setup, right? Like, you know, he's...
Even if he drops down, yeah, JKS was over in those corners, which is interesting to why he would drop down and check underneath balcony, considering they just Molotov'd it out as well. You'd think that would be a little bit clear. He is, again, going to get tested. Turns from the flashbang, so he's not blind. No more nades for Vitality, and they're going to get wrecked. And one more time, this choke point is shut down. It's got about 19 different pairs of eyes on it.
What, someone missing an eye?
He has his glasses. That's 4. Oh, yeah, good point.
Maybe one guy had his eye closed.
Okay, maybe 18, 20.
Not everybody has 2 eyes, but I'm saying, you know,
Yeah.
most of the time.
There's a 19 was the first number that came to my head.
It's all right. It doesn't have to always be that technical, you know. Sometimes truth is just like a secondary thing, you know.
Yeah.
You ever follow politics? It's
And here we are.
Here we go. 12th round, and Gratisfaction still in the middle, feeling very safe. Normally you would say, wow, he's playing our way into Saiwu, probably should stay away from any opening fights, but they haven't had the money for the AWP half the time, and even when they have, he's been winning at least one of those fights, and so he's probably feeling quite good about that. Jacob will go down, and now Gratisfaction, this is a bit closer with the AWP for my taste, but he does get the first kill, and that will help out some. Looking for a second one, that's actually a leg shot through the smoke. That's pretty great for Gratisfaction. Just always get nervous when people get too close. It's a 3-on-3, and Vitality, you know, let's give them credit. They've done a good job in this round, and if they could follow it through, Saibu with that headshot would have been brilliant if he could have got it. Gratisfaction forced off the angle. He does see someone there, and the pistol's out, and that's the right tool for the job.
Must have been told that he was dinked. Shocks is going to drop down, and how does he want to play this? Aggressive towards the bomb site while clearing out the other angles, and now he's close up. He can use sound cues. Smoke to allow them to cross, and Shocks is going to start wrapping from behind. And can he find the diffuser? He knows where the bomb is planted. Oh, he's missing. He's got it eventually, but the diffuser's already in. It wouldn't even have mattered. Gratisfaction was going to get him with plenty of time, but it just took him a bit long to find him. And yeah, that says it all. Everyone tilting the head back, and then RPK scratching his head.
What is he supposed to do, Shocks, at that point in time? He has to try and stop the defuse eventually, but as soon as he does, that just gives it all up. What a beautiful round from Gratisfaction.
Yeah, he saved
like everything
the day.
about this. Quad kill. Tactical timeout for Renegades now.
Yeah, how have they used 3?
Really being dicks, aren't
There's
they?
no way they've used 3 tactical timeouts.
No, I think it's Vit. There we go. It's Vitality.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
It's like,
I was going to say, that would have been...
3 tactical timeouts and you're up, what, 11, 12-0? That would have been like, you guys remember what Kerrigan did to Fnatic? Let's do it 3 times worse.
That would have been so mean.
Shout out to Kerrigan as well. That is one of the most epic moments in Counter-Strike history.
Yeah, I wish... now I kind of wish they would do one, like, at the end. Just like, you know, we don't need these timeouts anyway. Like, we already won this map, so what does it matter? Okay, setting up... I think I asked about this. They execute, like, the default one for, like, 5 rounds ago or something. So, maybe it'll work.
Yeah, the straight-up set piece towards the... Well, what else is left? This flashbang, they bring Gratisfaction off the angle. Timing shot. He knows he can't re-peek it. ZywOo's just going to keep him blocked in. There's the Molotov. He's got to jump for it. And yeah, he was even tagged through the box and finished off. And now the fights are going the way of Vitality. And Anders, they're going to win this one.
Yeah, as much as I would love to claim this for myself, I think just the entries is actually what made the difference, less so than the strategy itself. And it's beautiful. That's what they've been missing for a long time. A couple of headshots at the end, but Vitality finally pick up a round. I think that is one of the things that does make some of these things, you know, it's hard to sort of figure out. It's not that the other strats they've been running could have never worked and they you know, they had the wrong strats to do. It's just that if you get a double entry like that, you're looking good. That's what is that, a 12-fold return?
I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think so. That's not bad. Well, anyway, 14th round.
Jesus. This has been so brutal. Even, I mean, you can even see why it's been such a good half for Renegades. All their players individually, compared to the first day when we casted these guys, and as I mentioned, jet lag coming from LA, it's not there anymore. Look how crisp JKS is. Even in the loss, Liaz had that disgusting 7 kill at the end of the last round. Back into a 3-on-3 thanks to ZywOo and Apex. And Liaz trying to do everything he can. Low HP player. ZywOo's got to be careful about this position. That's going to get naded.
I was going to say, he's in the most commonly grenaded spot on the map, more or less, at least for retakes.
I'm amazed that ZywOo isn't, or I mean, Liaz hasn't thrown it yet.
Shox is right there, actually. Maybe Shox could win this. Oh, but Liaz turning around, and I think that's probably going to be it. Apex and ZywOo, I don't know what kind of magic they would have to pull to try and win their way back into this round. Apex doing most of the work, and it makes sense. He's got the rifle, but he goes down anyway. And now it's on ZywOo. And again, a grenade will do it, or the AWP. I think the grenade was already out, maybe.
Molotov, yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, and I mean, it's not the same A execute, but it is another A push. And the difference is this time JKS took down 2 before they even got it, you know, anywhere near the bomb site, and that's a big problem.
Yeah, he's been such a beast in that A site, and frequently at least getting like a double kill essentially all on his own. He's used that same off angle as well along that back wall a couple of times, and they just haven't been able to clear it out. I mean, so many spots when you turn into that bomb site. All right, a little bit different now. Looks like they want to go right. I mean, this might be an acknowledgement that they've seen that JKS is a little isolated at the initial hit at the very least, so 3 players out of these holes. Oh!
Wow.
He's been on point with that AWP. JKS is about to get a lot of attention. They drop down looking right at him, and it still doesn't work. 2 more frags for JKS. He has just been a double kill machine in this game. Bomb's gonna not even get planted. Nothing Vitality can do. What a devastating half of Counter-Strike.
Truly is. 14-1, ladies and gentlemen. That is very hard to deal with. Renegades after such an explosive start here in the first half. We'll be right back with the second half. Welcome back. 14-1 in favor of Renegades in the first half on Mirage in a best of 3. And I don't know, that's bad news for Vitality. It's not good.
It's not good at all. That happened quick.
It was actually very quick.
Yeah, that it's unfortunate because we had just been praising Vitality so much about coaching, the in-game leadership, the individual players that have looked great. Zaiwu, I think the post before this event on Reddit was that he had finally overtaken Simple in terms of big event ratings across the year. Didn't get to see any of that.
Yeah, we'd really hyped them up. I feel like
Maybe
it's not our fault that
the tank is like one of those old World War II tanks that's way outclassed these days. It's got like all the old tech. It's a little bit rusted.
Yeah, not one of those Tigers, but
not one of those drone tanks or something. I don't know what we have these days. Do we even have tanks anymore? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Abrams are still in play. JKS and Jacob with opening kills. That's not what Vitality were looking for at all. Shocks tapping away and not connecting. Some hard shots to hit there, but he's going to take Leah's at least, and that'll bring it back a little bit. Maybe they can get it done in this pistol round. Apex is going to be taking down Jacob. That bomb plant really taking a long time here. They're just fighting on the bomb side instead, and now they've got a kill on JKS, taking him out, so no more pistol fun for him, and it'll get gratisfaction as well. A beautiful round for Apex. And I actually think that was very intentional for Renegades, saying we're going to fight like for a while before we get that, even try for that bomb plant.
I think the problem was they couldn't find any safety. They knew there was still presence like towards connector and stairs. They knew there was still presence in spawn, so they couldn't really plant safely inside the bomb site, and they couldn't plant safely at the triple boxes. So they had to pick one and clear it out. And that just got really hectic and kind of disorganized and got away from them in terms of being able to communicate both players attacking the same point. So unfortunate. I did notice there's that bomb is like glitched over in the A bomb site. It's still technically like planted. You still see like the green outline of it being defused at the last second, as if like even the game is just like, trashing Vitality. Like, I remember that round you almost won a round and then you didn't.
Yeah.
We're just going to leave the bomb here for the rest of the game.
I'm still not sure what it is that actually produces that bug on GoTV, but yeah, maybe we'll never know.
Good luck, RPK. Ooh, who's got with him? That is Apex boosted up. Here we go. These two guys going to have a tough time. That boost, that's a good start to make them ignore the boost for the moment. And there's Apex pouncing a third player here as well. And this is handled well so far. Alex has got to be careful. He's overextended and now dinked, and he's got a long way to get into cover. Oh, this is so deadly. 2 on 2.
Bold play from JKS to swing out to get that kill. Could have been someone else in that position. A little bit of a tap there by Shocks. That reveals it. The M4 given over to JKS. Did he throw it up?
Oh, yes, he did.
Gratisfaction. That is such a smart play. I'm so shocked. And now Zaiwu walking onto the bomb side, but the angle is being held, and that's JKS taking him down. Genius teamwork coming out.
Clip that, upload it to Reddit. That is one of the sexiest 2-on-2s you're ever going to see one. That was some real Rambo shit. I like everything about it.
I'm so excited. I am just so excited.
That's woken me up better than any coffee.
Yeah, forget the coffee.
Any 8 a.m. Red Bulls, nothing can do it like that.
Just give me that dirty down under Counter-Strike. That was fantastic. I'm like, that's some very quick thinking. They hear that MP9 from Shocks. They're like, you know what? You're going to need a bigger gun for this job.
Yeah. He's like, I got you, bro. Let me just deliver this rifle right into your grubby little hands.
That's beautiful.
15-2. I mean, even Vitality, you just have to feel, this is one of those games where if you're Vitality, you're like, yeah, we lost it. There's nothing we can do. Let's not even argue about it, because even that round dead, 3 players at the B bomb, so they stopped the initial hit, and then it just cascades out of their control so quickly.
That's the closest we'll ever get in Counter-Strike to having like the Dota 2 courier, just delivering that.
Oh yeah, good point.
JK is taking one down. This game is all done, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe we could create like a flying chicken skin or something like that.
That would be a good idea. Put Leah's in a chicken suit, maybe, and that's going to be it. 16-2. They're done. They're out.
They're out.
At least on this map.
What if, what a performance from the Renegades. I mean, everything from the improvisation that we just saw in that round to the setups to the defense of that A bomb site. That is a glorious victory for the Australian boys and the New Zealander and the Norwegian and the Serbian, all of them. They did great.
They all count as Australian now. All been adopted into that country.
That does seem like one of the friendliest countries in terms of if you perform well for the country, they'll take you in.
Yeah, I think they're generally just very friendly people, aren't they, down there? I feel like most of the Australians we know, one extent. I don't know why we're throwing him under the bus. It's funny. I love Chad. JKS with a great performance. Lias, I actually think Lias was leading ahead of JKS for a while.
Yeah.
So the two of them, I mean, even that is hard to deal with. The rest doing great as well.
Yeah, I think Gratisfaction probably, for how well he hit some of those shots, he probably doesn't have the frags he deserves, but he had some great shots in middle with the AWP. He had that one really, really great recovery on the A bomb site with the retake.
Yes.
So, I mean, everyone, just across the board, stellar. And for the Vitality side, it's the complete other direction. I can't think of a single positive that I would take away from anything in terms of it's another one of those games. And obviously this happens when it's, 16-2 or so. You're looking around and you're like, didn't play a great team game, but this guy did okay, or this guy did well, and they just couldn't capitalize on it, but I didn't even have that. So a bit rough for them. But like I said, this is the game that you can shake off really easily and just say everything went wrong.
Yeah, we'll just try and forget about it and pretend that the next map is the real starting map. But that's on Nuke as well, so,
Good luck, God bless.
Yeah, I think we'll end it on that. We'll be back with map number 2. Stay with us.